promotional video for IC Markets. Here's my pun ID. If you were to click the link and it takes you to the login screen, you create a live account and you fund it. I'd be more than happy to share the spreadsheet access for the spreadsheet that I created, as long as you fund your account and you use it. Now the key is that you wouldn't just fund it and then not use it, because I've had to see a report and activity on your account. So it's important that you would use this link, you'd fund it and then you would use it, okay, in order to get the spreadsheet access. If you weren't going to use the broker for a month, then I'd simply remove you from the spreadsheet. But if you wanted to use a broker and you're quite happy to use IC Markets, then I'd be more than happy to offer the spreadsheet access. So what's really cool about the spreadsheet is that it gives you a very, very powerful bird's eye view on the market, where since we know that the majority of retail participants lose money, we would do the opposite, and that's the backbone of what we do in the Quasidb service. So every morning I'd populate this, and you'd know if we're going to be risk on or risk off, simply for the fact that the retail guys are short indices. And if you look at the S&P chart, they're trying to sell this monster rally, and this is it's quite stupid of them to do that. But then that's just human behaviour. We want to call the top, we want to call the bottom. It's just something that we enjoy doing. I suppose it's some psychology there. But we know that the majority of retail guys lose, and for that fact that we do the opposite of those guys. So I'll give you an example how you would use the spreadsheet. So you'd come and look at this in the morning, assuming that you use this link and you fund your account. So this gets populated at 6 o'clock in the morning, so it should be okay for you. And also, when you get the spreadsheet, don't forget there are videos at the top, which you click the link, and it gives you on how to use like a user guide for that particular tab. So this is an example. You get the access to the search tool as well, which is really awesome. That's something that I'm keeping an eye on today, because the retail guys are making money. They're actually making a lot of money. So they're making 136 pips, which is really unusual. So this is an example how we would use the bubbles, and this is how you can use the spreadsheet. So what we're interested in is this quadrant here and this quadrant up here. Now the reason for it is that the retail guys are short and they're adding short. Right, if they go this way, they're more bearish. If they're more bearish, then it's more of a buy. So look at gold. So had you, if you've got time on your hands and you were around at your computer at 10 PM, you would have seen the gold bubble. It would have gradually moved slowly over here, and it really did actually quite shift. And so by that action, it's become more of a buy. The reason for it is that the retail guys are normally wrong, right? If they're normally wrong, we do the opposite of them on average. So let's have a look at gold. So, has it gone up? Did it go down? Did it do the opposite of the retail guys? Let's have a look. So there's that move in gold since 10 PM, right? Really did move. Now, I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. Did it go up to punish those retail guys? Possibly. But it's just it's a nice coincidence that you'll see time and time again on the spreadsheet. So that's that. So you would simply, if you wanted to make a little bit of profit, you could have just followed the bubble, and you would have just watched your profits increase over time, and then you maybe look to to TP. It looks like there's quite a healthy candle above that body, so you could maybe TP, assuming we don't go above that. And of course, don't forget your SLCs that you see on the spreadsheet as well. So where was the SLC for gold? Right, 1816. So we knew that it was going to go up and get that liquidity, for the fact that that's where the stop loss cluster was. So I think this is a great example of what you'd get in the spreadsheet. This is the very tip of the iceberg. There's lots and lots of stuff to it, which I recommend going through at your leisure. You will need a little bit of time. Lots and lots of things here. So yeah, just go through that whenever you get a chance. by using the link, you don't get access to Telegram, okay? And in Telegram, you don't have access to, in Telegram, shall I say, you've got the signals. So if you did want the signals and the Telegram access, you'd simply go to Patreon, and then you subscribe on Patreon. So this is you get everything on here that Quasidb offers, but just no Telegram access. If you want a Telegram, you have to go on Patreon. And so that's that. So I want to show you this actually. So this is a bit of a strange page, but essentially what we're looking at whether or not the retail guys are getting punished. So this would be a good example where they shorted it and price went up, and they went long on the Euro USD and price has fallen. So we'd want to see green, green, that would make sense. Red, red would make sense. Red and green don't make sense. That needs looking at. I'll have to change that. That's not right. So that's just a quick demonstration of what you get. Gives you an outlook, by sentiment. And don't forget to read your disclaimer, which I don't think anyone reads, but it is important that you do read that, because I can't be held responsible for any losses. Everything is an indication of something that should happen. It doesn't mean that it necessarily will happen, but it's a good indication, because the retail guys normally lose lots of money, and we use that logic. So it's one of the things that we know for certainty is that they will lose money, and that's a fact of life. That people can't sleep, they become emotional, they over leverage, they have terrible risk management. All those factors, they just make great a contrarian data source for us. So just a promotional video for you guys. If you want to use this link, you'd get access to the spreadsheet, but remember, you wouldn't get access to Telegram. Alright, and so if you wanted access to Telegram, you'd just simply go to patreon.com/Quasidb, and that's that. So it's I think it's a good deal. By getting the search tool access, you will have to notify me. By default, you wouldn't have edit rights to that box, right? So you'd have to notify me that you'd want that changed, because obviously I'd have to do some administration stuff. So that's that. So hopefully it helps, and any questions, just let me know. Also, another thing about the IC markets I forgot to say was that it's completely Mac compatible. You don't have to download any third-party software. You don't need to get a Windows virtualized platform. You don't need to get Parallels or Wine or anything like that. You simply click the download link for the MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5, and then it downloads to your desktop. You'd mount that image and then drag it into applications like you would normally on an Apple Mac, and then you double click the file in applications, and it launches. Then you get your login and password, and it's pretty much identical to your MetaTrader 4, but for Apple Mac. So that's a really cool thing that you can you can use if you're on Apple. And don't forget all these really cool trading tools as well on IC Markets. You've got your market bars, which is a social media engine. So it tells you the sentiment on social media, which is like really awesome. And you see how bullish. See, there's lots of tweets about Bitcoin. If we can drill down, and it tells you, it gives you a breakdown of the whatever you click on. If they're positive, it'd normally be a bearish sign, because the Twitter are the herd, even though they're good traders, but they're still human, right? So it gives you a really nice breakdown. This is an excellent feature on IC Markets. Your broker won't do this, and you've got your web app as well for Auto Chartist. It gives you levels. Palladium, it's saying there's going to be a fall, so we're going to see maybe some moves on metals potentially. Silver's up, Palladium down, crypto. It gives you levels of interest. It'll tell you the level where you'd exit if you were short. There, for example, gives you all probability, and it's giving you a 71% probability of success. So it's really cool. And Trading Central, which you can look at whenever you get a free chance. It's just really, really awesome. So come to IC Markets, use the link that I told you, then you'd simply notify me that you'd deposited with live funds, and then I'd grant you access to the spreadsheet, which you'd benefit from, right? So I'd benefit from you using this because I'd get commissions in every trade. You'd benefit because you'd get access to the spreadsheet. So something to think about. And if I don't speak to you guys, have a good New Year, Happy New Year, and I'll speak to you guys in January. So something to think about anyway, and just let me know what you think.